Hello, guys. What's going on? I'm Dallas Christopher. You can catch me on my Instagram, Dallas Christopher Hair. We're here at Private Label Studios. Look how beautiful it is here. I'm here today, and I'm going to do a round brush class for you guys today. So many of you have been asking about it. Mikey likes to call me the round brush champion. He's here, y'all. Some like to say it's the round brush king. Hey, however you want to call it. I just enjoy doing it. So today we're going to really dive into it and give you some of my idea of what I need to have a great round brush. So let's just get right into it. So I'm going to go ahead and start. I got to get this off because I need to get a little loose. Let's get loose, baby. Let's get loose. So I'm going to tell you a few things that you're going to need to begin your process. And Dowry, this is where I'm talking to. Am I correct? Yes? Perfect. I just want to make sure. So to begin your process, I'm going to be doing it on an Indian, one of our Indian frontal wigs. And I have about 18 inches that are here. I didn't cut anything. I just wanted to take it from raw. And some of the things that I like to share with you guys is that I like to round brush a lot of my wigs for styling. So you go, wait, what? Wigs? You get your round brush? Yes, you can. It's going to give you the best flow, the best body, the fullness that you're going to need, because I like hair that's full and movable and playable. None of that hair that's, So this is going to help give me that movement that I'm looking for. So to share with you, there are a few things that you need to be, that you need to support this particular round brush. So one of the things, and I was almost late, guys, to do this because I couldn't find them last night, but you do need pins. And the pins that you're going to need are not the T pins, because T pins, they can tear your lace, and you don't want that to happen. You need the pins that has the balls that are on them. It sounds funny, the pins with the balls. But you need them with the balls that are on them so it doesn't penetrate through, wow, the words I'm using today, that it doesn't penetrate through your lace because of, again, the ball is going to block it from going through that thin mesh that's on your lace. I wanted yellow. Yellow is one of my favorite colors outside of red, which is my first favorite color. So these were really, really far off, and I had to drive down and go get them today. So that's the first thing that you want to have. If you're going to be securing it on your dome cap, or on your head block, you could use your T pins only back here, which is where the cloth is on your wig. You could if you needed some more security. Okay. The other thing that I like to use, I like to be very secure. I like to get my wig grip, and I like to do it with my silicone, and I like to do my wig grip that is the one with the mesh that's on it. So let me show you what that looks like, guys. So I put both there to give me that security here. So here's my first wig grip that I'm going to put on, and then I'm going to put my wig grip band that's on there as well, just to make sure I get some security, because you're going to be pulling on this hair when you're doing this round brush. Okay, let me just get that set in there. All right, and I'm actually going to take these T pins, even though I just told you not to use them, never use them on your lace. But here, where there is the non-lace, it's the actual cap itself, I'm going to secure it there. All right, I'm going to secure it here. And I have another one. 3 is always best. 2 on the sides and 1 dead center in the back, not on the mesh that's back there, especially if you're going to do an updo with this. Now, I'm not going to do an updo, but if you did, okay? Now with this, I'm also going to take my pins out. Let me grab something to get these pins out of here. You know, they really make it hard for you to open your box. And so I'm going to take a few pins and just start lining them around the front of the perimeter of the wig. And I want to make sure that they're good and secure. So when I'm doing them, I'm not really making that much of a space between them on the sides because I really want that secure piece that's in there. I put some lotion on, guys, because my hands was really itchy. It's that cold weather of Atlanta right now. And with that cold weather is doing some damage to these fingers. And I didn't need Dowie to capture these fingers looking crazy. How about that? So as I finish, you're going to see just this nice little rim or line around the perimeter of yellow pins. I also like the yellow ones because it's easier for you to see and to remove them. And then if you're going to be doing anything for video, guys, it just looks a little bit more uniform for me when I'm looking at that yellow line that's there, instead of looking at all those many colors as you pick them up. I know I'm funny. All right. I just really want to make sure that we are watching this. This is just the, I don't know, we're going to probably chop this up later on because this is something I could have had done already before we started, but I really wanted you to see it. Now, with this, my wig is going to start to feel really, really secure. And you can make a choice when you're about to start your blow dry, when you are shampooing your wigs. When you shampoo them, I always suggest that you shampoo and condition them first. Why? It's going to give you the best end result. Shampooing and conditioning your wigs because it's human hair. Treat it as such, human hair. Some people just pull it out the bag or pull it out the satin cap or satin bag and just go, boom, let's go. Just doesn't work like that. You want to really set the unit up for success, okay? Now, I have not pre-plucked. I have not done anything. This is just boom. I've already kind of had this wig set up. And so I would probably use either our Essence shampoo and our hydrating conditioner prior to doing this service, so the hair would be a little bit wet. Or I will find something that is that's going to give me maximum hydration and maximum conditioning to make sure that the hair is not heavy, but yet still it is prepared for your service. The next thing that I'm going to be using, and I don't know if Dowie, you can actually get this. Most of you already know, yes, I'm Paul Mitchell. I breathe, live, love Paul Mitchell. Yes, 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 that is my love. And that's what I do constantly. And I do use Paul Mitchell products. But I'm going to show you a few things today that's not going to always be a Paul Mitchell product. So sorry, family, I love you, but there are a few things that I like to use. And no one says that you can't move out and use other products. You can. You can. So one of my things that I love to use is our Super Strong Liquid Treatment. And that Super Strong Liquid Treatment is another type of conditioning that's really going to strengthen any hair that's been priorly damaged. Again, I don't know who had this hair. I don't know where this hair, I do know where it came from, but again, I don't know what that donor, what they had or what kind of damage they may have experienced, whether it was heat damage, whether there was anything else, I don't know. And so I want to really make sure that I'm supporting anything of conditioning with that by using something that's going to really, really strengthen those strands for me. So I like to use this first on my wigs after I've shampooed and conditioned. Now what this does is it really, really strengthens those strands, gets them to be really, really strong. I just vigorously spray that all over. Because when you're doing a round brush, again, you're not using a hot tool such as a curling iron, but it still is some heat that you're putting onto the hair. You're drying the hair. Yeah? So I want to make sure I'm protecting that. Perfect. So again, this is my Super Strength that I will be using. It is Super Strength Liquid Treatment. Again, I think you can see it here. Ha ha. My producer said, hold it in front of the mannequin head. Boom, there it is. I think you saw it. Great. So I'm just going to put this over to the side because I'm not going to be using it anymore. If I do, I can just always go back to it. But I also like to use what we call some blow dry products. So some of my blow dry products that I like to use is Kenra. And here's why I said that I like to use products that really support what I'm doing. And not that Paul Mitchell does not have products that support what I'm doing, but these have worked really well with me using my wigs. And I know people are going to be asking those questions. What Kenra products are they? I'm going to tell you, you're going to see them. So one of the things I like to use is the Kenra Smoothing Blowout Lotion. And all of these are focused on blowouts, doing round brushes and blowing out the hair. Okay. So this is a smoothing blowout lotion. And what it does, it just gives you non-frizz for about 4 days. Okay. I don't know if you've ever heard what's so popular is women going to these, what they call blow dry salons, where they go in and it's about 30 to 40 minutes that they're there. They get that blowout, and that blowout normally lasts them for about 3 days, 3 to 4 days. Well, this is going to help secure that the hair is not becoming frizzy and becoming, really just not something that they got the first day they started, which is a beautiful sleeked out blowout. So this is one product that I like to use. Let me lay it here in the front, just so you can catch it. Boom, you got it. Great. All right. The other thing is I want to use is the Kenra Blow Dry Mist, and it's ultra lightweight when I'm using this. So again, none products is really going to make the hair heavy. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm using something that's going to support the strands and make sure that it's going to give me that memory that I need, and that it's going to give me the strength that I need to hold these curls that I'm going to place in the head. And it smells beautiful as well. Another thing for memory is the Nitro Memory Cream. So it's about a 3-day style. So this is like a foam, if you will, or a mousse, if you will, which in some cases, putting this on to the guest head. And so it's going to give me that firmness, it's going to give me that hold, and it's going to give me that memory. All right. The next thing that I'm going to do is, again, an advanced blowout spray, and it's for thermal, right? So some would say, well, could you use it, when it's at the time when the hair is being curled? You could use it when it's being curled. Could you use it when the hair is dry? You could use it when the hair is dry. You surely could. I like to use it when the hair is wet. And if I'm going to recurl the hair, I have sometimes used it again when I'm trying to recurl the hair. So again, these are my products from the Kenra that really sets me up for success. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Blow Dry Mist. Again, super lightweight. You just really get that all over. Guys, when you start using this, your clients, your guests are going to be like, oh my God, this smells divine. Where did you get this? So I really love aromas in a salon when I'm working. It just really pleasants the salon experience for the guest. So I definitely like to use great products that work, but I also like to use products that have a great aroma that's on it. Then I'm going to really pull that through. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of my lotion. Maybe I should use some of this lotion on my hands, these ashy hands I got. Yeah. It's funny. Sometimes when your pump does not want to work, you know what? If it doesn't, because it's so cold, because it is cold, you just pull a little bit out on your hand there. Nothing's going to stop this show, boo. Nothing. So I just want to apply just about maybe a dime size of it on my hand. Oh, these cords are dropping over here. And I'm going to place this on mid-shaft to the ends. Be mindful when you're applying product, guys, don't put it on your hands and just immediately do here, because when you immediately do right into the area, which is the parietal ridge, you're just popping that product just there. And of course, now she's going to have a whole weighted hair, and really the product is not moving through the hair as well. So it's at mid-shaft to the ends, because on a real head, your scalp, your skin, anything that lives closest to the scalp is really nourishing. And that's where your sudoriferous glands, they're really pushing out those oils and those sebaceous glands starts to ride down the hair shaft. So anything that's closer to that could be a little oily. So you don't want to compromise that. All right, so that's my second one. I know you guys are trying to really pay attention and go, which ones Dallas are using? Sure, thank you so much. So again, asking that question, it is Kenra. So the first one that I used was the Blowout Mist. Kenra Blowout Mist. Can you see that? Got it? Perfect. Perfect.
More straight up.
Wow.
Yeah, right
there you go, right there. I love having an audience, guys. Great. I'm looking at this mirror that's over here also, guys. All right, and the next thing, again, we're talking about this lotion. What is the Kenra Blowout Lotion? And with this Blowout Lotion, it is 4 days of no frizz. Yeah? And then the next one, again, I love looking at stuff that is 3 day, 4 day, no frizz. This is going to give me my memory. So this is our Nitro Memory Cream, Kenra, professional products. Yeah, it's great. Now, this is going to give me my muscle. And that muscle, as I'm putting it out here, I'm telling you, these products have been, y'all, these products have been in my car. And so with them being in my car, they are a little cold. Yeah. And so with them being a little cold, it's like, oh God, they don't want to come out. Well, this one is not coming out for sure. Isn't that something? I'll take this back and get this. All right, we're not going to use that one right now, but maybe it was so cold, we'll let it warm up some because I left it in the trunk last night. The next one I'm going to use is my blowout spray. And with my blowout spray, I'm going to lightly spray this over the hair. Lightly spraying this over the hair. This is, can you see that now? Is that good, Dowie? Perfect. So those are my items that I'm going to use. Great. Now, I'm going to pre-wet the hair just a little bit. So give me just a second. We have a bowl back here, baby. We are in the studio, and we have a bowl.
Do you need a license to purchase?
You do need to have a license to purchase it because it is in Cosmo. Or you can go to the Kenra store, which is like a school. You can go there and purchase them there. But if you were to go into one of those particular places, such as Cosmo, you do need a cosmetology license for that. Okay, guys, I really just added some water here onto it, just to really give me some control. That's all. It was already damp before, but we dried out a little bit. So here we go. I'm going to take my towel, just dry it off just a little bit here. Mm-hmm. So I'm just drying it a little bit so we do not have a mess on the floor. Great. Perfect. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about these brushes in a minute because these brushes are very important. We're going to talk to you about those in a moment. But right now, I just want to go through and comb through the hair and really just pull that product through. I can do it with my brush, but because I've already pre-done this wig, I'm able to get through this with my comb very well, as you can see. No tangles. I love the product. Again, it just really silks through and moves through the hair. Great. Now, when you're doing this, you may need anywhere from 5 to 6 clips. And the clips that you would need, or that I suggest, are duckbill clips. And when those duckbill clips, the reason why I like these is because these, let me just send them here so you guys can see them. These do not leave crimps into the head. because when you're doing a blow dry, you're blow drying from wet to dry. And so once the hair has been tied up, if you have anything such as a clip, this is a little nugget for you guys, a clip that's like a crocodile clip, you need that for the strength. That's why it has the grooves in it. It's for the strength to hold the hair in place. With this is when you're styling, okay? This is when you're styling. If ever I'm coloring and I have a person with a lot of hair, or if I have a mannequin that has a lot of hair or a wig that has a lot of hair, then I'm gonna pull out those alligator clips and use those because I need that support to really hold that hair in place. All right, so there are some positions that I like to show you when I'm doing this, when I'm doing my round brush. Again, this is where people go, he's a round brush champion. I love that, I really do. So I'm just gonna take a moment to show you this. And Dowie, in just a moment, I'm gonna have you to really just capture the parting of this sections, okay? So my first section that I want to get out of the way is my section that's at the top of the head. And this is called my money shot. It's the last section that I will be doing. It's the last section I will work with, okay? So I take this, and you could Zulu knot it. I would just say, try your best not to knot it too tight when you're doing this. But I also say, take your ends and make sure you secure your ends inside the Zulu knot. Okay, it doesn't have to be like snatched up, tied up, but it has to be enough that you can really secure those ends in there, because if those ends are out, they tend to dry first. And when hair dries first, it dries into, or when that hair dries before you get it in that round brush, it tends to crimple up in there. And as it crimples up in it, it's hard for you to get that crimple out of the hair, okay? That's the purpose of you doing a round brush. So I will take to the side. And then when I go to the side and pin that up, that's my confirmation 1. I will go to the next side. When you're doing your side pieces on your mannequin head, on your human head, it's a little different than your mannequin head or your hair from your wig. If you were doing it on your human head, it is from your mastoid process, right? And I like to do a diagonal back parting. And with that diagonal back parting, I like to make sure that when I'm doing it, I'm doing a zigzag parting. Why a zigzag? Because when the hair begins to dry, it will, if you just leave it as a single straight part, it will leave a part down the side of your head, right? And when it leaves a part down the side of your head, when she's walking, you'll see that part automatically. So the same thing when you're doing it with your wigs, you don't want the part to be seen. So you want to zigzag your parting here. So your zigzag partings will be this way, right behind the ear, so that the hair falls over and covers that parting if it begins to dry. In the back of the head, I'm going to do 2 sections in the back of the head, and I will do a zigzag parting there as well. Again, zigzag partings keep you from having that split down the middle of your wig or the split down the middle of your head. If you have that split down the middle of your head, I don't know if anybody has ever seen a plumber when he comes to your house and he bends over in your sink and trying to do something, and what do you see? Crack! Yeah, we don't want to see that, okay? I know, that was foul, but I need to give you something. All right. I'm teaching as I'm trying to put the information up, or as I'm doing this. So I don't want people to get bored. I'm trying to give you a few little jokes as I'm doing it. All right, the next thing, I'm gonna twist this up. And I know some of you are going, can you turn it around so we can see it? I am, folks. I just don't want this man telling me, sir, you're moving your mannequin head and I can't see. All right. So I'm gonna take this off and show it to you here. So these are my 2 pieces here. So I have my sections here. So this is my back of the head. Here in the front, I have my section here and my section here. These are my confirmation pieces. And then here at the top is the last thing that I'll do, and that's called my money shot. So I'm gonna show it to you again. when you're doing this parting, based off of your mannequin head or your head block, based off of that block, when you're doing this parting, try your best to make sure that that money piece, that it sits just here in the mid or the low crown. Why? If you take it too high or get it close to the apex, which is the highest point of your head, then you'll be able to see that parting that's there. Gravity is going to pull over and make you not be able to see that parting. So that's a little bit of a nugget that you want to hear, is that never try to put it right at the top of your head. Any parting should always end up in the mid to low crown. Cool? Great. Now, is this good?
Yeah.
Great. Perfect. So with this, now I have my 5 sections that are here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I also want to keep a pin, 1 clip with me, and or 2, just depends, that is with me, because I'm going to need this to support the other hair when I finish working in the area. So when I finish working in the area, if you are right-handed, you will start on your right-hand side. If you're left-handed, you're starting on your left-hand side. It's totally up to you what side you start on, right? We call it your dominant hand. If I'm right-handed, this is my dominant hand. If I'm left-handed, this is my dominant hand. So that's my focus. All right, the next thing I'm going to use, or I'm going to get set up, is this blow dryer. Let's talk about that for a little second, okay? This aerodynamic blow dryer is our private label blow dryer. Baby, she is fire. I'm going to hold it for a second. Give me a moment so you can see it. Some of you who haven't seen it yet, it's divine. Now, some of my blow dryers that I have trained in our Paul Mitchell system, that I've trained outside of Paul Mitchell doing round brushes in my classes, I kind of ran by and gave them, Micah and I did a little surprise run by and said, boom, let's run in the salon and give them a blow dryer. We did. And we got nothing but great reviews behind it. Oh my God, it's the best thing. It's amazing. It's wonderful. Listen, there's one out there on the market that it's comparable to. We won't call out their name, but baby, we have the power, okay? I got the power. So this is our blow dryer. Right now, Mikey, this is on sale for $99, isn't it? Yeah, it's on sale for $99. It's $299. $299. Get this. Okay, I know I felt like a commercial when I said $299. Yeah, but it's $99, so that's a steal. So I'm going to show you how this works today. And it is one of my most favorite things that I use. I kind of put this in the dryer right quick, in the drawer right quick. The next thing, yes.
What products do you like best for natural hair?
That's a good question. Yes. So the question is, what products do I like best for natural hair? I like to use anything that's going to give me, you see, I'm going to be smart here. I like to use anything that's going to give me maximum hydration, because for natural hair, some people don't understand. I'm getting ready to give you a little class again. For the natural hair, when you're looking at that hair, you have straight, wavy, curly, and extra curly. Those are your 4 positions, okay? A lot of people like 4C, 3C, straight, wavy, curly, and extra curly. And when you get to that extra curly, that hair is zigzagging, okay? As that hair is zigzagging, think about the strand of hair being straight. And so when that cuticle is laying on that strand of hair, that cuticle lays on that strand, generally either kind of a little bit open at the end or sometimes really closed. That cuticle is a translucent like scale that's over the hair to protect the hair. So the closer it is, the shinier it is because it reflects light. I'm giving you a class. Give me a moment. I'll tell you that product in a minute. Every time that cuticle, when that hair begins to bend or curl, if this hair is straight and as it bends and if it's slightly open, that cuticle is just a little bit more open. So every time it goes into a bend, that cuticle is just a little bit more open, or goes into a zigzag, it's just a little bit open. So the places where it's straight, it's a little flatter, but the places where it bends, it's a little bit more open. Well, if it's open, it's exposed to elements. If it's exposed to elements, exposed to moisture being released and taken out, or any heat that's coming in, it's being exposed. So the best protected hair is keeping that cuticle sealed and closed, right? So extra curly hair, that cuticle tends to always sit in that kind of open space. So what you want to do is use the most hydrating product that you have to really fill that hair up and get that hair strand filled with hydration. And then you want to use a product that's going to cover and seal that, which would be something like a silicone. So I like to use something that's a light silicone or less silicone when I'm trying to put products in. I put all that hydration in, and then I turn around and use a silicone on top of it to just really seal it so that hair stays intact. It stays sealed. So when she goes out in the rainstorm, none of that moisture gets in and that hair starts to swell up because it's been covered. It's been sealed. Y'all, I'm giving you a whole day to feel like I'm at the ballet or something. Anyway, so with that being said, I like to use something that focuses on hydration. So I tried to stay away from using a product name, but I'm gonna go ahead and tap one out there. I will use the Paul Mitchell Awapui Wild Ginger, because the Paul Mitchell Awapui Wild Ginger, it does help restore and repair the hair. So I'm gonna give that out there. There is that piece. I love to use it because it does really just moisturize the hair. I hope that answers your question for you. All right, great. Now, when I begin, I was getting ready to start on my round brushes. I like to use, because it's important, your round brush is important, the tools that you're using. So I already talked about the dryer, right? And your dryer being, again, a dryer that's really gonna give me that horsepower that's really gonna get that hair dry, push that water out, because a blow dry is a blow out. A blow out is blowing the moisture, blowing the wetness out of the hair. I do love my Paul Mitchell round brushes. I do, because I love the design of it. I do, right? Again, this is not a product sale. This is me telling you, or a tool sale. It's me telling you what I like to use. But because my hands can become a little bit slippery, I like to use a tool that has a little bit of grip on it. And this tool that has a little bit of grip on it is this Olivia Arden Garden tool. Olivia Arden. I was thinking about some Arden drinks, but Olivia Garden. It has a grip on it for me that when I'm blow drying, it sticks in my hand. It stays in my hand. So I need that stickiness that's in it. I do love that this is going to support the round brush as well, because it is the nano thermic brush that's really going to hold that heat in, because what's doing the work for you is not the round brush, not the dryer, it's the round brush is doing the work. This is your curling iron. So once I warm this up, this is what's curling my hair. Okay, hope that makes sense to you. All right, cool. I start on my left-hand side. Even though I'm right-handed, I start on my left-hand side. Darling, this is might be a little challenge. So you talk to me about how I can do this and it not look a little challenging over there. Okay, great. So with me being on my left-hand side, going to take down some of this hair. And I'm going to drop that down to the side. And once I drop that to the side, I'm going to take the rest of the hair and I'm going to lift it up and hide it over here. Okay? Out of the way. And then, that's what I love about this blow dryer. It's not loud. So before we start, I like to take my brush and pull through and get any tangles out. This is why I like to use products that's going to really make it sleek. So when I pull through that, make sure the tangles are out. Then I'm going to begin here at the base. When I'm round brushing, what you want to notice as I'm doing it is anything that's at the base of the head, I'm shaking and twisting. Shaking and twisting. I'll tell you about that in a second as I'm doing it. I'm shaking and twisting. I'm creating what we call a C or an S formation that's there. When I know it's time for me to move to the rest of the head, on normal hair, when I push the hair back, it's going to give me a nice little dip that's right there. And if you can see that nice little dip or that almost like an S curl beginning, that's when I know I can continue through the rest of the head. Yeah? Great. Be okay with your tripod moving a little bit. It's okay. Fine with it. And be okay with it not being a lot of hair in your first section. Because remember, this is a wig. This is a simulation of what a real head would look like. I do have my dryer on high. And I like to call blow till it glows. Is what I call it. Blow till it glows. I'm going to round brush this until that hair starts shining. Someone's like, oh, well, Dallas, it's, you on that for a long period of time. I'm on it for a long period of time is because I'm trying to get that shine. I'm also curling the hair. Some of you can see that curl starting to really just position itself. At that point now, I have now created my curl that's here. I wrote it back up for you guys because I wanted you to be able to see. But now I've created my curl. Can you see that? I've created my volume here and I've created my curl here. This is my medium size curl. So this is my preference, what I choose to have. I love to have that where it's just a little bit of that volume that sits down here and then that hair curls at the bottom. But if I wanted even smaller curls, I could go with a smaller size brush, and that smaller size brush will take my curls even higher. Okay? It would take my curls even higher. So I would drop that piece, and so I would leave that alone and let that cool. My next piece, I would just go in, get my next piece, and I'm taking a little bit of a diagonal here because I don't have that much hair that lives over here. Remember, this is a simulation of what a real head would look like. So I don't have that much hair that's over here, so I just have a little bit. And then also when I'm doing a round brush, I'm stopping here, but when I'm doing a round brush, I never stop and I never put my dryer down. Okay, but because we're doing it for class purposes, I am going to do that. At this point, I told you I shape here. Well, why would you shape? Someone has maybe asked the question, why would you shape? Can someone in the live answer that? I might have a prize for you. I don't know. I may not. I may not. But why would you shape? You're not answering it? That's fine. I'll give it to you. I got it. I got an answer for you. Good answer. You shake it because if this was a real client's head and you're putting that much heat at the base of her head, you're going to burn her. So you want to shake it to make sure that it's not burning her at the base that's right there because you're trying to get that root dry as well. On a mannequin or on a wig, you're like, nah, I don't have to worry about that because it's a mannequin or wig. But what I do is I treat Shaquita, Larisha, LaShondra, Michelle, Pamela, Becky, whatever her name is. I treat her like she's a real person at all times. Once I see that glow that's here, I'm like, oh, it's glowing, it's great. Here's what my option could be. If I can pull this out and when I see my glow and I see my curl is there, I can now add it to my other curl if I wanted to, right? And all I'm doing is reintroducing the heat that I just had on this piece to the old piece. Just reintroducing the heat to it. That's all. and then I drop it. Here. Do you see that? Yes, you do. I'm sure you do. You're probably going, okay, I could do this with curling it. You could. But this lasts for how many days? If you do it right, it could last you 3 to 4 days, especially if she takes care of this. It could last her 3 to 4 days because, again, you're taking the hair from wet to dry. The strongest hold is a roller set because you took the hair from wet to dry. So when you're doing this, sorry guys, my big old feet held on to it as I was pulling my feet off of it. When you're doing this from wet to dry, it's almost like doing a roller set without the rollers. So it's going to give me our next to strongest hold. Because baby, when little grandmamas used to get the roller set back in the day, so she would last a whole week with that roller set. Yes, ma'am, she did. I wish we'd get back to getting those roller sets where you come into the salon and you sit down and the little ladies have the pins in their hair, the little rollers, and they set up under the dryer. Those were the days. Again, I'm holding my brush vertically. I'm seeing that I have that shine. If the hair feels either cold or if the hair does not feel hot to touch, it's not ready. So you have to get used to that. Yes?
Somebody said, I don't like the curl, it's not giving curl.
Great. So tell me what you want to see more in the curl, because that's not the purpose. And as I said a little earlier, and I appreciate your honesty, I appreciate that. But what I said earlier was this was my choice of my curl size because of my curl for my brush. And I'll show it to you in a minute so I can answer that question for that person. As I said earlier, if I wanted a curlier side, curlier hair, I would choose a smaller brush and it will give me a curlier size. Use this brush size because I like the more voluminous size. But if you want to get these curls that are at the bottom here, you want them curlier or tighter, you would just go with the smaller brush. Okay? So if that's what you choose, it's good. For me, and what I'm choosing for today, I choose this size because it's really more of my more lived-in girls that I normally have. Could you go back in and curl this hair at the end? Yes, you could, and I'm going to show you that as well. So stick and stay with me, and you'll get some more little nuggets about that. Cool beans? Cool beans. All right, going in, doing more. Getting that root lift. I love to give that more grown woman kind of look that's on it. Again, as I said, when you're doing your round brushes on your wigs, you're doing them to set you up for success, to give you that longevity, to give you that sealed, beautiful look that looks more of a, I got a lived-in, pretty blowout, very soft. If you want, as that young person asked, I don't know who asked, but if you want those smaller curls, you can always go to a smaller brush or just add your curls at the end. Just sealing in that conditioning and giving you that more softer, lived-in, beautiful round brush feel. Moving forward, it's work, guys. When you're trying to do and want a more, I won't say a believable, but kind of, when you kind of want it to look a little bit more like, oh, this is hers. This grew out her root. This is not that plastered, and don't get me wrong, nothing is wrong with that. Nothing is wrong with that. That's just someone's preference. But when you want that more sleek or more tighter curl look, absolutely, that works for you. But when I want that more flowy Michelle Obama kind of look, this is where that round brush works for the person who wants to do that. Round brushes are not for everybody. It gives you a good workout though, trust you me. So you can also do a pin set after this. And as I said, once the round brush is done, the wind can blow. She can get in a tussle. And baby, the hair comes right back to where it was. I love going to Phipps Plaza. Mikey, we went there recently. I love going to Phipps Plaza and seeing the little Phipps Plaza ladies who run out to go find that Birkin bag, and she has them little good little $7,000 slides on the bottom of her feet. And when she's walking and that hair is doing that right there, and when she stops, that hair is still bouncing for a few seconds. I love seeing that. And those are those really serious round brush sets that people get. I'm going to add this to the side here. And this is where I'm adding that extra hair that's in there on the side. Warming that hair up, reintroducing it to the heat, warming that hair up. Really getting that shine I need. Mind you, there is no shine product on this hair whatsoever. But yet and still, I'm blowing that cuticle down and giving that shine so it can reflect the shine in the house. So if you can see that, it's already glowing. It's already glowing. So that's what I say, blow till it glows, blow till it glows. Some people can do what we call a round brush set. A round brush set would be something like this, where you leave the brush in and you start with another brush and you go to the opposite side. Or you can do what we call a pin set, right? And that pin set is once I get that hair good and hot where I need it to be. And those ends are good and sealed. That last piece I want to add to you about that end, I hope y'all can see me standing on the side over here. That last piece that I did mention to you guys, when you're taking your brush and you get to the ends, once you're twirling it around the ends, if it sticks, that means that those ends are not ready. If it just glides through, it's ready. If you notice, when I'm gliding through, my feet are off of the tripod. But when I'm still in it and it's still damp, I'm closer to it and I'm holding on to it, okay? I'm gonna turn this off here. And then I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna wind this around my finger. And it's a little warm. And then I'm gonna take that pin that I told you about earlier and I'm gonna drop that pin right there. And that's gonna give me my set. And then I'm gonna move to the opposite side, which is now my other confirmation side. Yes, answer.
Does the blower have a cool shoot button?
A cool shot.
Oh,
Yes, it does have a cool shot. Very good question, guys. Very good question. Let me answer a piece about that, about having that cool shot. I do train people to use the cool shot. I do. Don't get me wrong. I do. However, here's my however. I don't use a cool shot. And I'll tell you why I don't use a cool shot. What did I tell you earlier? That is your curling tool, your brush. So I'm not saying it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. And that's what a cool shot is for, because you're taking what was heat and you're cooling it down. And so the natural, when we're working with the hydrogens in the hair, what we're doing is, while it's wet, when you have it hot, then you turn around and put cool on it, it freezes the hair in space or in that place that it's in. Love to go through the Milady book and give you that information. You can tell I'm a teacher. Anyway, when I'm doing a cool shot, I'm also cooling down my brush. And I never want to cool this down, ever. I want this gal hot at all times. So I never like to cool it down. So I'd rather just let them fall and let them hang there and then turn around and go back in and reintroduce them to heat. Yeah, it may be me working a little bit harder, but introducing it to some more heat and then taking my pen and penning it up and then let it continue to cool from there. So naturally cool from the room. But could I use the cool shot? Yes. And do I encourage people to use it? Yes. It's just, again, my preference as a hairstylist, I choose not to use a cool shot because I don't want to cool down my brush. Great question, person. Great question. I love that y'all are engaged. Now, if that hair starts to fall down up here, it is what it's doing right now, right? Up here, all I do is just go back and grab the hair again and re-push that, position that hair in there. Because you want to have the hair out of the way. You really do. You want it out of your way.
Now, let's have a quick question.
Yes.
Someone says, I honestly am not a fan of the blowouts like that because it's so time consuming.
It is. It is very, very time consuming, which is why I charge a lot for it. It is time consuming. I charge for that particular service. The other part is that with the blowout, it does give you a longer, more resilient look. That's the purpose of doing that blowout. It's giving you a longer, more resilient look that you really don't have to use any curling irons at that time. You could use them. Who says that you can't? You could. But this is me strategically doing it. And as I said earlier, the longest and the strongest hole is a roller set. The next to the strongest hole is a blowout. You can do the curls with the girls. No one says that that's wrong. It's not. This just gives me more living time of this curl, and it gives me more of a bounce and a flow. Okay? But that was a great, great, great question. And again, some people, when I used to do it in the school with the students, they're like, oh my God, Mr. Dallas, my arm is hurting. It's taking me forever to do this. And then when they finally got them, they're like, wait a minute. You can do these now in 20 minutes, or you can do these in 30 minutes for a guest, and I can charge them $100 just for this. So it's taking a little longer because I'm teaching you as we're walking and walking through it. And anytime you have a wig, it's going to take you a little longer. So I charge for that. But once you master that curling and getting it to where it needs to be, especially if that hair is cut in a style. Remember, I started off this whole process by saying this hair is not cut. I wanted to give it to you as is. You'll move through the hair much faster. And smaller sections will allow you to finish those sections faster. I'm just grabbing larger sections because I'm used to it. But good question. I love that you guys are like, you're open to it, and I love that you are being completely raw and honest. I like that. Like, hey, I don't want to do that. It's taking too long. Anything that's going to take me this much time and give me the result that I'm giving, plus it's going to give me that 3-day lasting, I'm going to charge you for it. I'm going to hit you in the pocket. Come on with the questions, people. I love it. Some of you have noticed that I actually start round brushing backwards now because I'm on this other side. For purposes of the fact that the head is in one place and I'm not moving the head around. Ooh, let me talk about that in a second. But because I'm not moving the head around, I'm now changing up my position of me rolling it, right? From being rolling it under to now rolling it over, or rolling it over to now rolling it under. It's because of my positioning from the camera. Now, one thing that you will find in these blow dry salons where these ladies go in and they get their hair blow dried and it's scheduled for 30 minutes or scheduled for 20 minutes or scheduled for 45 minutes of this blowout. One thing that you will notice, that mirror is right in front of them. And when that mirror is right in front of them, they don't turn that client away from that mirror. But a lot of times when we're doing these round brushes in our suites, our salons or whatever, we turn the customer away and have that customer facing, the other person over there, or facing Mikey over there, or facing whoever over there. I choose not to. Why do I choose not to? Is I want her looking directly at me, because who's giving her a show? Me. Who's her hairstylist? Me. And if Mikey is over there twirling and twerking, why do I want her looking at Mikey the whole time while he's twirling and twerking while I'm doing all the work? No, I want her to look at me. I am the one who's doing her service for her. And then also I want to be able to look at what I'm doing and the angles I'm holding the hair, whether it's a 45-degree angle, whether it's a 90-degree angle. It's just, again, I'm looking at what I'm doing, how I'm cutting it, how I'm styling it. I'm also looking at how she's taking it. If she's kind of, moving her eyes and stretching her lips a little bit, that means I'm pulling too hard. And I can be a little rough, but it means I'm pulling too hard. So that means I might want to scale back some. Yes, y'all asking a lot of questions. I love it. Keep on. Go. I didn't hear that.
What's the price range you would recommend charging
for a round brush? Yes. So when you go to good question, very good question. When you go to one of those places, those blow dry places, they generally run about $45 to $50. They generally run about that. Okay. For you that is in your own personal salon, you can charge anywhere from $80 to $100 for it. And again, it's all in your dexterity and it's all in you becoming proficient in it. Anywhere from $80 to $100 that you're adding to this particular blowout. It could take you about 30 minutes in between services. So while you're doing a color on someone and while they're processing, she can come in, get a blowout and a round brush, and you just add an additional $80 to $100 to your service for that 30 minutes. For that 40 minutes in between while that client is processing, if you will. Your round brush, again, is just your, it's a preference. Some people prefer to have their hair round brushed. I've had clients who choose not to have anything else. They go, can you just round brush my hair? It makes for a beautiful wrap. Once you do it, it makes for a beautiful blowout wrap. Doo-doo is what they call it, or some of you northerners will definitely know what doo-doo is. Doo-doo. Anything extra, if I'm doing like a pin set on it, I may add an additional $20 to that, $10 to $20 to that. The other thing is that it's a different type of clientele who gets this, guys. It really is. It's a different type of clientele. And that clientele, she gets her hair shampooed and done like this twice a week. So let's take her at twice a week that she has that type of fun that she can do that. And it's probably going to surprise some of you, and it may not surprise some of you. But if she's coming in on Monday, she's getting this done on Monday, and she'll let this last her until Thursday, and she's back on Thursday. And on Thursday, same girl, she's getting this hair blown out on Thursday. That's going to last her the weekend, and she's back on Monday to come and do it again. She's your regular client to do these, regular. If you think about that, let's just go ahead and say that's $100. That's $100 that you're getting each time she does it. So that is twice a week, you're getting $200. Plus she may tip you anywhere from $20 to $30. So each time she's tipping you $20 to $30, let's just say she's one of those ones who comes twice a week. So when she comes twice a week, she's going to give you $50. So she's going to give you $25 for one and a $25 for the other. So you got $100 plus $100 plus $25 plus $25. Tell me what that is. That's $250 you just made from doing that only in 30 minutes. And she's doing it twice a week. If you have 500, I would say 5 to 10 people doing that, that's 250 times 10. What is 250 times 10? Anybody in the room? Mathematicians?
2,500.
Right. So you're making 2,500 on a 30-minute to a 40-minute blowout with the customer that she sees you twice a week, and you only have 10 clients to do that. I'd like to get that 2,500 every week, wouldn't you? So it would be best that you learn to do these because they work. And again, that clientele, they want it. They get it. They love it. All right. They love it. I'm going to turn this to the side because I'm actually working in the back. But I want you to notice that these pieces are pinned up here. And so with them being pinned up, when those cool down, those pieces are going to be that hair that's like this. Okay. It's going to be full, but it's going to be that hair that's like this. If I want that hair to be a little bit tighter, then at that point, once I finish these and finish my whole head, I can go back with my iron, not as hot, not on 450, because I've already done the work, and just hit it to really kind of rewarm it back up, make it a little bit smaller, and then put my pins in it. And now I have a full-on pin set of those tighter curls that you want, or I have them a little bit looser, if you will. Okay, totally up to you. When she goes away, how does she maintain this? I'm hoping I'm answering questions that people are thinking about. When she goes away, or when she is gone, her maintaining of this, she might want to take a satin scrunchie, pull this hair up into a knot on top of her head, right? A little ball, wrap it around at the top, put her a satin cap on and go to sleep. Or she could, if she's that girl who likes to wrap her hair, she takes this and wraps her hair and go to sleep. Put her pins in, doobie it up, and she's a doobie, and then she goes on. It's up to you. However that gets for her to keep and maintain that style. If you notice, we wet those ends a little bit, that's all. Because again, as I told you, if they start to get a little dry, it's hard for you to get that frizz out of there. Okay? Now, I don't know if you can get into this and see. You see the glow and the shine that's in here? Got it. I'm glad y'all are asking questions. Someone said to me earlier, is this like a Dominican blowout? I mean, it's not a Dominican blowout. Okay? Because I'm not going to do this and do another heat and do another heat and then do it. No, I'm not going to do all that. Not doing all that. What I am doing is concentrating on blowing out all of the moisture out of the hair, and it's taking that time to do it. A lot of people think, oh, well, I need that speed, and I don't want to do it. I need that speed because I want to get to the next. And I get it. I get it. I want to get to the next client. But it takes you building a clientele of people who are going to visit you more frequently. That's how you make your money. People visiting you more frequently. Not that bust down the middle, go and let's go. But I need somebody who she's the nurse, she's the clerk, she's the attorney. She doesn't have to have that great of a job, but she's that woman who she's got a steady job and she's coming on a regular basis to get her hair done every week or every 2 weeks. She's in your chair. Funny story. I used to have this young lady. She may be watching. Dejanette would come and get her hair done on a Saturday, a nurse. And when she get her hair done on that Saturday, I lay that barb out, baby. When I say I lay that barb out, I lay it out with a good old round brush, good old sleek hit with that iron on the side, and she would be fantastic. She would leave the salon looking like amazing, looking like wow, 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 watch out now. However, the funny thing about her is that once she left, she got in her car, and when she got home, whether she did some shopping, when she got home, she wrapped their hair right back up. As soon as she got home, she wrapped it up. And she kept their hair wrapped up until she go to work in the morning. And when she get to the hospital, as soon as she's getting out of the car, she take that wrap down. Go in, and her hair just is beautiful. As soon as she gets off work from the hospital, she gets right in the car, and she wraps her hair right up in the car. And then go home. The only time she left it down is if she needed to go to the store or something of that nature. So the reason why I'm telling you all that is that on Sunday for church, she was amazing on Sunday for church. Hair bouncing and flipping and flowing, and it's just shiny and just gorgeous. But on Saturday, when she would come in on Saturday with, again, that group of women that were in that booking, other people in the salon would go, why is she getting her hair done? Her hair is already done. Her hair still looked the same as I did it on Saturday before. And she's like, because it's time for me to get my hair done. I get my hair done every week, and it's time to get my hair done. They're like, but your hair still looks good. Those are what those blowouts do. And if you teach your client how to maintain them, their hair is always going to look amazing. So I got so many clients just from her when she went out somewhere, and they go, my God, your hair looks beautiful. Did you just get it done? She's like, no, I had it done Saturday. They're like, what? You got your hair done Saturday? It's Thursday. Your hair still look like that? Mm-hmm, sure do. Like you just walked out of the salon. So it's about training hair. I know some people are thinking about that, or any hairstylists out there, they go, yeah, that's training that hair. Yes. Train that hair to do exactly what you need it to do. And that results in you doing amazing round brushes and maintaining proper products on the customer's head and keeping that hair moisturized properly and keeping that cuticle sealed. And what's going to help seal that cuticle even more is definitely a round brush. Any more questions you guys are having? So the first two sections I always do are the front pieces. Why? It's because the guest is looking in the mirror, looking at me. And I'm confirming with that guest, I know what I'm doing. Okay? Especially if she's not necessarily brand new, but if she is brand new, yeah, I want her to feel as safe and comfortable as she possibly can. Have you ever, guys, had a customer for the first time and she don't know if you're great? She just saw somebody else, who told her you did great, or she just saw some of your work and looked on your Instagram. So she's not that confident when she's sitting in your chair. Doing those first two pieces while she's looking at you in the mirror, and so she can see how beautiful that hair lays and see how shiny and healthy that hair is, that's only confirming who you are as a hairstylist, how great you are. And once that customer becomes that comfortable with you, then you have nothing but a lifetime customer, a lifetime. Right? I still have customers to this day who still, when I moved from different cities, who still go, can I just fly down and get my hair done? I used to have a woman who used to fly from Russia, no lie. She used to fly from Russia to get her relaxer because I didn't like doing relaxers. So I used to charge a whole lot of money for them. But because I didn't like doing them, that didn't mean I couldn't do them. I did them very, very well. I used great systems to do very great work on them. She would fly from Russia every 3 months because her husband was in the military, just so she can come and get her hair relaxed, and then round brush. Blech. I just want to show you the shine of this. I'm going to turn it around some, and I'm just going to show you the shine of this. Look at that shininess that's in it. You see the glow in here, guys? You see how glowy this is? Glow, glow. Okay, that's the beautiful glowiness that you want from your guests. Remember, I have not cut anything. I have not cut anything in this head. I just went from Boom, it's a quick little shampoo just to give me my supportive condition. And then I'm going right to my blow dry. Imagine if I would have given this a nice little trim. Y'all, these hands is looking real ashy. Real ashy, right? And it's nothing but the product. That's all, because the product is blow drying on my hand. That's all it is. Yeah? Great. Moving on, I'm going to get that next one. Baby, I know some of y'all are tuned in to see. I want to see what this is going to look like at the end. It's fine. I appreciate that. I'm going to stick and stay with you. Now, I'm hot. I will tell you. If you're not getting hot when you're doing a blow dry, you ain't doing it right. You ain't doing it right, baby. One thing that I also am not sharing with you, which I apologize. I was going to do it when I get to the money shot, but I'm going to slow down and show it to you. And 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to do it now. If you notice, this is why my hands are white over here, okay? This is why they're white over here. These are my tools as well. I'm taking my round brush and I'm putting it in and I grab the hair. It's hot. It's smoking hot. I mean smoking. And I'm using my fingers to help prime the hair shaft to push and lay that cuticle down even further with the blow dry and the brush. And if you notice, as I'm round brushing, I never blow into the hair, I blow over the hair. Do you notice that? I never blow into the hair, I blow over the hair. I'll show you the reason why. If I were to blow into the hair, look how the hair disturbs, lifts up. I don't want to disturb and lift up the hair. I want it all flowing in its natural form, down. Got that? Always blow over the brush. So again, as I said, that brush, that hair is hot. And when I reach in there and grab that hair, I'm like, it's hot. It's getting hot in here. Oh, maybe I shouldn't sing that. Yeah, we don't want nobody coming and talking about it. You sing the songs. We need credit. We need credit for that Nelly song. But yo, yeah, if you're not feeling that heat, then you're not doing a great blow dry. My blow dry is on high. It's on high heat as well. I'm making sure those ends are real good and polished on there, and that this blow dry is moving through. You also notice I'm never holding the blow dryer onto the hair. I'm using the blow dryer to help push through the hair, but never holding it onto the hair, because why? I'm going to damage my blow dryer. Damage my round brush if I do that by keeping it pressed onto the brush. And then I'm going to damage the hair because I'm allowing that heat to stay pressed up on that hair. Okay. So boom, there is my curl. Right? As my curl, I'm going to take my fingers, wrap this up, put this in. I'm just showing you what that would be. And then there is what my curl would be at that point. But I would drop this and move to the next. If I was doing a round brush set, I would actually put a pin in each one of these. So this is why I wanted to show you this. Each time I finish one, I would put a barrel curl in each one of these and move to my next one. So once I finish that, boom, I go to my next one. Once I finish that, boom, I go to my next one. And so that's going to give me a little bit tighter curl at that point, if you will. So I'm almost doing, like I said, like you're doing it with the curling iron. And once you do it with the curling iron, you just rack it up and then pin it in, or you just pin it up, one or the other. Okay? Any questions? For the beginners, I know I'm doing something a little different, but for the beginners, once you get your section, I'll show it to you now, if that way you can see it at the top of this here. Your hair should always stay within the brush. Within the brush. If anything is laying on this side here, that hair is not blow drying properly. So when I'm doing it, because I've been doing this for so long, it makes me go over it a few more times than what I normally would, because I'm going over on this side and then moving it and going over on this side. But if I was just taking a smaller section, then I wouldn't have to keep going from side to side, because I'm trying to make sure that that hair is dry. Why? It's because everything that's in here with these bristles here, that's what's smoking hot. That's like a hot, smooth curling iron. And so the bristles are keeping me from touching it and burning myself. So I think earlier we had a question about the cool shot. That's the purpose of you using the cool shot, is because, hey, I want to use the cool shot because I want to cool that hair down and seal it. For me, I'm not trying to cool that brush down. Yeah, I can cool the hair down, but I'm not trying to cool that brush down. So, because I want to move to my next section. I don't want to have to re-warm up my brush anymore. So I want to move to my next section. Okay? My next step here, guys, after I got my hair smooth and sleek, what I want it to look like, and it's shining, and it's where I need it to be. Those ends are ending like it needs to end. The end is looking like it needs to end. What the end look like? Once it's doing that, I'm going to, again, reintroduce it to the bottom one. And when I reintroduce it to the bottom one, reintroduce that heat to it, and then I'm going to drop it. Okay? And then this is going to be my last piece this here, and then I'll be getting to my money shot. I'm taking larger sections because I want to move through this so I can get to my money shot and go in there. When my students used to see me doing this back in the day, they go, well, I could have curled the hair by now. And I say, by all means, please do curl the hair. They curl the hair, and I say, see with my hair? I curled it, and I beat you. And you did. You really did. Then the elements and anything else that got a hold to that head will cause that hair to now to either lose its curl, have a little frizziness to it, or whatever the case may be. Some of my students, when I used to do round brush boot camps, when I'm round brushing and I walk up to you, after you finish your round brush, I grab your mannequin's head and I either beat it against the wall or on a desk. And once I beat it against the wall and on a desk, once I bring that mannequin head back up and shake it, it should fall back in place. I should be able to run my fingers through it and the hair not tangle. That means that you did a beautiful blowout. The hair is not tangling. Those ends got really, really sleek when you did this. They didn't just gather in that curling iron. They got separated in that curling iron, in this round brush. And so it made them very nice and sleek. And then I would smile and say, now you have done a beautiful round brush, because now she can go through a hurricane and that hair is still going to be in place. Now, we're not hoping these young ladies are going to end up get taken up in a hurricane and or a tornado. However, that hair is exactly where it needs to be and looks beautifully. Mikey then tipped over here and looked at me. All right, so I'm gonna show you what this back looks like as well. I'm gonna take my finger. I take 2 fingers. That's just my preference and my size. Again, the reason why I choose those 2 fingers in that side is because it gives me the same size as the brush size that I enjoy. You can go smaller. The brushes come smaller. There's some brushes that are like that. They come smaller. I enjoy this size for my looks that I want, okay? Now I'm gonna be going to the money piece, all right? Here, this hair that's been pinned up. If you can notice, look how shiny that is. Look how glossy that is, okay? Beautiful gloss. What did I tell you about the cuticle? The cuticle is translucent. And with it being translucent, it's translucent scales. And if you can push that cuticle down and make it lay flat, it reflects light. And when it reflects light, that's where you get your shine from, natural shine, right? Not having to pick up these shine sprays. Now you can pick up a shine spray and it's gonna help you. But as I teach my students when they're round brushing, I gave you products to use that we're using to give me memory. But when I'm teaching my students this in classes or when I'm doing these round brush classes, you can't use any product. The only thing you can use is water. And from the shampoo and condition, you have to give a proper shampoo and condition. And that's it. I know some of my round brushes who've been in there with me, in this game with me, are probably on with this or probably looking at it and making some crazy comments because they go, he didn't let us use product. You're right, I didn't. Because if I can get you to do this without product and give that shine without product, imagine what you can do when you get product in the head. Imagine. All right. So I'm going to take another section here. Now we're in the money piece. I like to do, again, more diagonal partings instead of straight. That way, I do need to bring this down some. Is that going to be okay? Okay. I have to ask my producer if I can do stuff. Because it's got that camera on you. Now, for you wig layages, you will need your hot comb. Let me just tell you that right now. The technique I'm showing you, you will need your hot comb. Why? Is because you want that flat. you gotta have that hot comb to get that flat. You need it. You need it. However, it's easier for me to put the volume in and take it out than me to take it out and the client goes, I want some volume. It's harder for you to put that volume back in the head because you've made that hair good, sleek. And now she's going, well, it's a little flat. I want a little bit of volume. So much easier for you to put the volume in and then take it out. You pull out that little hot comb and get to work. I try my best not to allow any of the wet hair lay on the already dried hair. I try my best not to. Because I don't want to reintroduce it to wet. You notice I'm lifting up. Again, trying to get that nice little lifty up from the scalp. Well, there's no scalp here. There's just wefts at the bottom. So there's that challenge of getting that weft of hair that naturally lays down because of the way it was sewn to have it a little bit more of a lift at the base of the head. Round brushing is an art, guys. It's an art. And you have to really, really appreciate it to do it. It's almost like ventilating. A good friend of mine, Charles Gregory, God rest his soul. Charles would ventilate wigs for movies, for Tyler Perry, for so many different things. And we used to talk about ventilation classes and whatever. He's like, I'll show you how to ventilate. Because, Charles had a round brush bar back in the day. And I used to bring him students and have them train students. After I've trained them, I have him train students to be into his store, into his salon. And one thing he would say is, Dallas, I will, show you how to ventilate. And I'm like, Charles, I might want to learn that. I don't want to learn that. Why I didn't want to learn it? It was just like that young lady said earlier, or young man, I don't know who it was, that said, it takes too long. Ventilating took me too long, and it just was not my thing. So I understand where a person comes from when they say, I don't want to do that. That's not just for me. It wasn't for me, ventilating. Did I learn how to do it? Yes. But baby, it's like you sit down and you're like, and it takes you a week to get through and ventilate that. And for some people, it is relaxing for them. For me, doing a round brush like this, it's relaxing for me. And so I've turned what's relaxing and what's an art into money making. Because again, as I said, for me to get that maximum memory of hold of curls, that is a roller set. You don't believe me? Look at your Milady book. The Milady book is going to tell you that when you talk about styling. I think it's chapter 14, 16. Why not? Anyway, it's talking about styling. And when it talks about styling, it tells you, hey, when you do the roller sets, those are your most firm holds that you're going to be able to get because of how you're doing it from wet to dry and how you're angling those curls. Those 45 degrees, 90 degrees. Best things in the world. That's why them little old ladies used to get them. She needed her stuff to last her the whole week. And them driving in them Crown Victorias, them Crown Vics, with little blue hair. Her little curl used to last. Now, when you get to the front area, guys, now you're starting to work with what's in the lace. And when you're starting to work with what's in the lace, you need to be a little bit more careful when you're pulling this, because you don't want to pull out your hair. Now, come on, it's not coming out. But I don't want you in here doing this like it's a yo-yo. Be mindful. It's coming out of a mesh. It's a knot. And you don't want to tug on that knot. And the integrity of that knot now is loosened. I'm gonna tell you who I used to love to have some of that beautiful, like round, brushy kind of look. Claire Huxtable, baby. And she gets talking and moving her head. Let me tell you something, Elvin. You don't have anything, anywhere. When she would talk, that hair would move. That was a beautiful old round brush, baby. Beautiful. Y'all, I feel like my head is sweating right now. I really do. I was trying to be cute and not take off my jacket. So y'all couldn't see these biscuits I've been eating for the last 3-4 weeks. give me a little bit of a billy, a good 45 of them, a good. Let me stop. That's me getting that songs again. But yes, Clara Huxtable, I used to love her hair. And I said, I'm going to find out what they doing to her hair. I think John Atchison was doing her hair. I used to do her hair as well, I think. And I got to remember who else used to do her hair. But I started researching and find out what kind of stuff she got done. Okay? Because I'm like, how do I get my clients with that pretty, flowy, bouncy, bouncy hair? And that was it, y'all. That's how she got that fullness. Now, I told you, you're going to need that what when you get up here in the front? You're going to need that pressing comb because I'm lifting up and giving me my volume, whether I'm going to do it with a part or without. And that's why I chose these zigzag partings in the top, because it gives me versatility. So I can go either side. I can give a deep side part on the left, to the right, to the left, to the left. Oh no, she really comes for you. Let me not sing her stuff. Anyway, it gives me a really good, control, and I can do whatever I want to do as far as my parting. Left, right, you name it. But when you need to seal this at the end, you are going to still need your tools such as your hot comb, a little bit of wax. It's going to take care of those flyaways. Yes.
What is best? Not on the board here.
How? Good question. So that boar hair, yes, it's going to give me maximum shine. It is. And I love to use it on my extra curly girls because it gives me that strength to be able to hold the hair, hold it in place, and me get through it and really, really pull that extra curly curl pattern out. For my curly, straight, or my wavy girls, I will use my ceramic iron. Okay? I mean, my ceramic and nylon bristles. Why? Is because I don't need as much as that strength I need to pull that curl out. But for you to get that beautiful shine, that nylon brush, that boar bristle brush, it definitely gets it, baby. It gets it. That hair just starts glowing. And you're like, oh wow, that's pretty. Good question. We know some round brushes in the house. Yes. They have the nylon ones, right? I'm gonna show it to you in just a hot second. They do have the nylon ones, but they do have some boar bristle ones as well. And if you see some of my videos, I normally have a nylon ceramic brush in it. And one thing I do love about it is it does have volcanic minerals in it. And basically, with those volcanic minerals, what it causes is it causes the hair to dry from inside out. And that's a beautiful thing. It's not drying from outside in, it's drying from inside out. And that's the purpose. Blowing the hair out, blowing the water out the hair. Yes. Well, Mike and I, we talked about it, and we had a good conversation about it, and we talked about how, yes, let's work on getting some amazing tools in, and absolutely, that is something we're looking at that could be coming in 2023 with you guys, but we're working on when and how we can get that brush, which is the best brush for you guys, that's going to support this as well, which is your dryer. We want a line of tools that's really professional, hot tools that's really professional, that's going to really give you the best setup you possibly can have. So those are the things that we always are talking about. Guys, some of you don't know, A lot of you do, but some of you don't know. Mikey and I sit right beside each other in the office. And when he's asking something about hair, he's screaming over and asking me in the office. And when I want to know something about tech, I'm asking him because I have no idea what tech is. Okay? None. So yeah, we always are talking about what's going to be the best thing that's going to support you guys as hairstylists and as entrepreneurs. We're always having those questions. Excellent. So now I've got that hair good and shiny up here in the top. All right. I want to move my hands to it. That hair is hot, 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 hot. Hate, hato, hote, couture, hot. Okay, how you want to call it? It's hot. Again, be mindful that it's still a net that's up under there, such as your mesh. And so with that being your mesh, you want to make sure that you are not disturbing that. All right? Great. I'm just retouching this up here. And when I say retouching, I just put it back in because I just almost took it out. So at this point, I'll allow this to cool now because this is the last part that will cool at this point. And I would use a feather comb here to really just kind of showcase what that looks like. And again, as I said, when you're doing a round brush, it is that hair that it's like, okay? It does that. It's not the what you see on the Instagram where you have the girl who we've done a set in one of the studios and you rod set at it with the curling iron, and when you drop it down, all the curls are like kind of not all the way pulled out, but they're kind of there. That's a beautiful look for that look. I appreciate that. This is more of a kind of grown, kind of lived in, kind of beautiful, flowy, moving look that you have. And so I would drop those curls. And if you could see, those are what those curls do when you do a round brush. They bounce like that and they stay like that. Okay? They stay like that. Now, what you could do, and I'm going to show you as well, because I'm going to put out the Paul Mitchell ceramic iron. My best look that I like to work with always, guys, are either my ceramic tools or my ceramic irons. There's nothing wrong with working with titanium, but for me, for that best look that I look for, I like to use my ceramics. It just gives me a softer look. Okay. Remember I told you that hot comb you're gonna need? There's that hot comb that you will need, and a little bit of wax on that hair to make sure that hair is in place. But then I would take my curling iron out, and with this curling iron, just turn it on. And what did I tell you? I told you don't have to go really, really high. You don't have to go really, really high. You can go about 350 with this, right? 350, 325, because you've already done the work. You don't have to repress out the hair. You've already straightened the hair. You've already given it its shine. You don't have to do that. And then you just go in and add your few pieces of curl into the hair. Now, I don't know if you can see how shiny and sleek this hair is, right? Dawa, are you seeing this in this camera right here? Yep. Okay. He said, yep, I see it. That hair, it's there. I don't know if you can see it with this background. It's there. It's not moving at all. But if I wanted to add a little bit more of a tighter curl to it, I would just go in and with my iron, just take my iron and add just a little bit more of a tighter curl to it. That's all. And that's for those who really want that, oh, I want that smaller curl. I'm gonna have that. You can do it. Take a vertical section, pull that vertical section out. Again, you don't have to do any extra work because it's already done for you. So I don't have to have it at super high heat. This is just enough to get that hair just to bend where I need it to go. That's all. Drop. The hair is going where I need it to go. I can actually lift it up now, Dolly, right?
Quick question, Dallas.
Yes.
Will curling change the length of time the set holds?
Y'all got some great questions today. Yes, it will change the time of the hold. However, here is how you keep it from changing it. You know, I mean, it's not gonna change a lot, but it will change. Here's how you do that. You see, I just put these curls in here. Now that I put them in there and they're like this, I don't take them out. I let them now reset again. So when I let it reset again, like if I just put them in there and just start combing it out, yes, it's going to reset it. And now it's going to change that time. It may take my 3 to 4 days. It may take it down to like 2. Okay. But if I just did it with this little warm iron, it's not taking it up to the point where it's like re-changing it that much. And I just drop the curls there and let it recool. It doesn't change it then. Okay. Just makes it a little tighter for you. Great. Now you see how those tighter curls are there? So you taking those vertical sections, priming the hair a little bit. I've already put everything as far as protection on the hair. Once I put my protection on the hair, I'm good. I'm just introducing it to some heat. It's about 325. And with it being about 325, I'm just wrapping it around that iron and just letting it drop. And when I'm letting it drop, there is that curl there. So for those who like, oh, I want my hair really curly. I don't like those curls like that. That's how you can add those pieces of curls into it. It's still a service. And if I'm adding that heat to it, saying I want that curl, but I still want that bounciness to it, me adding my this iron to it, I'm going to charge for that. It's a little bit of Olive Cartage. So I'm going to charge for that. And so I again, it's not really putting all that heat that's up there, but I'm giving it a tighter curl, or you just could do it just with a smaller round brush. Any other? Yes.
Another question.
I got it. Yes.
What curling iron are you using?
Good question. Hold on one second. I'm going to do a commercial for you. Hold on one second. Hold on. This is our private label curling iron. It is a ceramic curling iron, and I just love this curling iron. And let me tell you why I love this curling iron. This is what you can get. It is our Series X8800 hair curler. It's ceramic barrel, 1-inch digital display, 8-foot cord up to 450 degree, and it is a swivel cord, baby. So with this particular iron, you can get this, and you can find it on our website today, or you can come in our store and pick it up. How much is this iron, Mikey? I think because we had several of them on sale.
It's on sale right now.
Yeah, several of them are on sale.
On sale for under $100.
On sale for under $100. Look at that. What got me was the blow dryer. I'm telling you, Michael can tell you. I ran in the office going, wait, you got the blow dryer on sale for $99? What's happening? What's up? He's like, yeah, Dallas. Put it on sale. It's like, bro, that girl is a beast. We got it on sale. That child is a beast. Again, the difference of that curl. This is what I like as a round brush with my size, but this is what the curl looks like when you take your iron, that 1-inch iron, and just go through it and just really hit it. And again, as I said, it's about 325. You just really hit it real quick, and you're just securing and sealing all those pieces of that cuticle. Can't believe you made me do a commercial, Mike. Can't believe that, buddy. Be mindful when you're pulling through the hair also. Placement is everything. everything. Know where hair belongs and where you're pulling from. Be strategic when you're picking up hair. Know exactly where you're picking up hair from and dropping it. As you can see, I'm not using a comb as I'm going through them because I don't want to disturb everything. I am using my fingers because I prime a lot. I prime a lot when I'm working with hair. I can't believe someone has not asked me what priming is, because some people don't know, and it's okay. You don't have to know everything about hair. I had to learn too. So when I'm priming through the hair, when I grab the hair, I'm really just sliding my fingers down the cuticle, pulling those, down the hair shaft and pulling those cuticle. Think of cuticles as like window blinds. And as the window blinds are kind of open, if you just run your hand on top of the window blinds, you're kind of closing those blinds with your hands. That's what I'm doing, kind of closing those blinds with my hands. Yeah? Guys, we're almost done. Again, I didn't want to do a whole lot. I just really wanted to show you guys what round brushing looks like, how beautiful you can make it look, the shine from it. If I was in a competition and I was doing this without teaching it and I just wanted to start round brushing, it's probably going to take me about 25 minutes to 35 minutes to move through the entire head from wet to dry. When we used to work at said place, there was a place that we did blow dries. I won't say the name because I don't like giving other people credits. But when we used to do that, you had 30 minutes, and that 30 minutes was from shampoo. Okay? From shampoo to finish. And it was 30 minutes. So you had to say hello to your guest, ask her what she was getting. And she had certain ones she got, like, which was, certain types of drinks that she got. The names of those styles were like drinks. Anyway, once you found that out, you dashed her back to that bowl, and nothing was fast because she got her little champagne or her wine, little strawberries. You got her back to the bowl. You dropped her in. You shampooed her. You brought her back out. You dried her really well, and then not dried her with your blow dryer. You make sure it was all the moisture was taken out just with your towel, and then you do your partings. And after you did your partings, you began, and you had 30 minutes. And if you didn't finish, there are some who probably work with me who may have seen this. If you didn't finish, your next guest was sitting right there waiting on you, and the front desk will walk up to you and say, "Your next guest is here." Drop the ticket right in front of you. So your next guest is looking at you like, "Sweetie, I'm next. What's going on? Speed up." And sometimes you would get a girl who would have hair down here, or you get a girl who have hair here, or you get a girl who has hair to the middle of her back. And that did not change the time that you had to do it at all. And sometimes you would get the black girl or the white girl or the Spanish girl. You didn't never know what you was going to get. You got the black girl, she had natural hair. You had to get that the same way. Okay? And in that place, you really just had your no one else to help you. Like, there were only I think it was 10 chairs in there. Yeah, you only had 10 chairs in there. No one could help you because they're busy. Yeah. So I taught my people to master this, to master it so they can get in there and not feel, intimidated that they couldn't get that blow dry done in that 25, 30, 35 minutes. I want you to feel like you can get in there and do it, and the hair still looks amazing. So I guess that's why I became that champion, what Mikey likes to say. A blow dry champion. Guys, I'm almost done. Stick and stay, just tune in a little bit longer because this is about showing you what that blow dry is going to look like. Okay. Just kind of take my iron. Again, it's not super hot. It's about 330-ish, if you will. Again, I am moving from side to side. Why am I moving from side to side and making these diagonal partings? Is because I want the guest to have versatility, whether she wants to part here, or part here. I want her to have that versatility, okay? If she says, I only part on the right-hand side, then I would have focused on, when I'm brushing that hair, only on the right-hand side. If she said, I only part on the left-hand side, I'd have focused there. But generally, I go, hey, do you part your hair any kind of way? And she go, it depends. It's how I'm feeling that day. Well, girl, if it's how you feeling that day, then I'm going to give you some versatility. How about that? One thing, guys, that we try to tell people in the hair school also, when they're going through hair school, never part with your clip. But I will part with my clip, guys. I really do. Because again, I won't pull that comb out until I absolutely necessarily need that comb. So I will not pull that out until I just like, oh God, I got to have my comb now at all. Okay?
You got another question?
I got another answer. Go ahead.
Was there heat iron styling as well as blow dry styling?
No, it was blow dry styling, and that's how we got it. But what I'm doing now is just introducing a little bit more of this heat now, just to make the curl a little bit tighter. I showed you guys earlier in the video what it looked like just without the heat from the curling iron. So the curling iron is only there to just introduce a little bit more heat to it. It's about 320. So it's just warm. It's not hot. It's just warm to get it where I'm just trying to make the curl a little bit more tighter. And that's all that is.
Okay, another question?
Yep.
All curls away from the face?
Now that again is a stylish choice. For me, I've always was taught when I was going through cosmetology, I was always taught that you curl children to the face. So you cover girls and you open up women. And so that's how I was always taught, is that the curls are away from the face for women because you want to show her beauty. When it's for a girl, you curl her tighter because you want to conceal her beauty. Make sense? I know, it's really weird, but that's how I learned to do that. Cool, perfect. At this point, I don't need my blow dryer. Did that answer that question? I think I did. I hope I did. But these are curled away from the face. At this point, if you were going to be styling this hair, at this point, you would want to now take your rat tail comb, right? Or your feather comb at this point and start to pull this hair out. If you can notice, you start to pull that hair out, and now you've got that va-va-voom. Y'all have to remember this hair is not cut at all. Yeah. So you get to pull that hair out. I'm just kind of showing you what that looks like when it's been round brushed, where it's good and sleek and shiny. Where it's got that good, like feathered kind of look to the side, as you can see, with that featherage that's happening that's in there. At this point, I would start taking some of my wax and adding my wax there. Because this wig is, you know, fresh, new, nobody, blah, 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 I will use the wax on this wig just straight from the tube. If this was somebody else's wig, this was, you know, Sheila's wig, and Sheila brought this wig to me to say, hey, Dallas, can you fix this? I would not take this and put this right on her head. Sanitation, sanitation, right? Remember, this wig has not even been plucked, bleached, or anything. Just showing you what this hair can do with a round brush. That's all. Showing you what old girl can do with a round brush. While people are still asking those questions or thinking about those questions. Here is where you would use your smoothing iron to get that hair to be sleek in those areas. Where you get that hair flat. I would, at that point, probably never would do this without already plucking my wig or customizing, as you will, my wig. I never would do this unless I've already customized it. But I wanted to show you this, what it can do straight out of the bag, shampoo, and then immediately just going through and working with the hair. I just wanted to show you that, what it would look like doing that, okay? What a beautiful round brush can do to you and do for your guest. Now, I did not bring my other products that I normally use, which is ours, which I've had so many people ask me about that, but Michael, we're gonna have to definitely get that online because, baby, they ask over and over and over and over again. Can we get that armor? Can we get that, boo? I'm like, yes, you can. Yes, you will. Yes, you can. Yes, you will. Now, to make sure that you get it where it's good and flat, like I said, y'all like them flat dudes, and I do too. I like them. To get it where it's good and flat, this is where you would need to now take your iron. And you know, of course, it's pulled all the way down, baby. It's pulled down. Then when I say she pulled down, like down, then you would take your iron and you would now put your wax there and start to now customize and make it flat in your top so it won't be so, you know, what we call grandma-ish or whatever. Now you're flattening out that wig and it's only flattening out in the top. It's best for you to be able to get this smoothness only in the end. You don't want to get it. And then she go, can I have a little bit more of a volume, please? Girl, you've been watching me do this hair this whole time. And now you say you want some volume? Stop playing. What questions do you have so far? Because we're pretty much done. None? Good, great. Great, thanks. Now, mind you, remember, what did I say? This hair has not been cut. It hasn't been trimmed. None of that. Yet and still, all this control that I have and that we've done with doing just a round brush on the head. Okay?
It's a question.
Yep.
Can we get something like the Palm Mitchell Waxworks?
Yeah, you sure can get something like that. And must be one of mine watching it. Yes, you sure can. We can get a product that's like that, that's really going to give that seal of the product or seal of the hair. So again, Mikey and I were working on some things. Just keep that in mind, working on a few things to really maximize on getting you guys the best products that's going to help support your finished looks. Yeah?
Another question. Did you apply any oil?
No, I did not apply any oil whatsoever. Yes.
We got one more question.
Mm-hmm. Y'all don't want me to leave, do you? Y'all want me to stay here.
Can Mikey run on the screen and say, hey, everyone, real quick. Yo, what's up, everybody? Dallas killed it today. We're going to have live content all coming through 2023.
Yep.
The most free information any hair company has ever created is coming in 2023 by Private Label in the studio, and we're looking for more hairstylists that would love to come share their knowledge with the viewers, you guys. So please get in contact with us. But I just don't want to take over the spotlight. Dallas is amazing.
He's something else, y'all. I love it. So again, yes, I appreciate you guys joining. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mikey, for jumping in and sharing that, because yes, we've been talking about it quite a bit to get you guys here. And I'm not just going to rehash what he just said, but I appreciate you guys joining me and seeing this round brush. If you want to be able to see this later, we'll have it linked up that you guys can see it later on. I hope I gave you as many nuggets as I possibly can. Don't feel like you can't ask me any more questions. Please, on the YouTube, ask those questions. Ask them again. I'll make sure I look at it and get those answers for you as quickly as I possibly can. Check in with me on my Instagram, Dallas Christopher Hair. Send me a message and say, hey, yo, Dallas, this is great. Hey, yo, Dallas, I ain't doing this ever again. Oh, my God, my arms hurt. Tell me any of that. I love to hear that information from you guys. So, yes.
Tell them we'll see you tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow. We have a fun show for you tomorrow. We're doing tape ins on a guest. So we have Michael Galloway. He is out of Peachtree Corners. He's coming in on one of his guests that he has, which both of them happen to be former Paul Mitchell students who are now active and amazing in the industry. They're coming in. We're doing a tape-in service, and then we're showing you some techniques of how to place those tapings in, as well as we're showing you a little bit of how to maintain them, and as well as what to do when you're shampooing them, because we have some techniques of how to shampoo, because a lot of people are confused about that. So we're going to make sure you're totally up to date on all the education. So we'll see you tomorrow morning with another live here on Private Label. See you guys. Bye.